Welcome to the podcast where markets meet perspective. I'm Manuela, your host. Together with my father, who shares his analytical market insights, we break down commodities, equities, geopolitics, and market sentiment. This content is for educational and informational purposes only, not investment advice. Welcome everyone to the podcast of this week. The agenda of today will be similar to the agendas that we've had for last week. Namely, we will first be discussing the commodities, the graphs, to see what the major commodities have been doing for the last week. Then we will go through some X messages that we found interesting to showcase and also go over some geopolitics. As a lot has been going on lately. So we will just stipulate on the most important parts relating to commodity changes. And we shortly want to go into a stock that my father has made 100% profit on, just to show you guys. So we have a full agenda. So let's get started with the graphs of the commodities. I'm interested
Yeah.
to see if some has gone up because last week was very negative.
Yeah, I will share my screen. I first want to say to the public, please like us and take a subscription. That would be fine. Um, let's share my screen. Is it visible?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Gold showed some weakness, and that is due to selling of the Arabic countries. They need money because their income is plummeting, of course. And so they sold quite some gold. I read about, if it's correct, 75 tons. So that's quite a lot. And China says, I will happily buy it. So that's why the green candle is today.
Mhm.
So it's 2% up. It was a little bit more up here, 4,740, and it's now 4,700. But yeah, some buying coming into the market. But yeah, I'm not totally convinced the selling is already done. So we could. I drawn a blue line here that is the bottom for now, but it could drop to the 200-day moving average. I don't expect it will drop any further. It's quite a significant drop already. So yeah, let's see what happens there. But the weakness will stay in the market is my expectation.
But
The same,
afterwards, it will go up again, right?
yeah. In the long term,
It
I'm
will
still very
stabilize.
bullish. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I expect that the 200-day moving average will hold. I don't expect it will drop any more, and it's the same applies for silver.
Mhm.
So I also drew a line here, and it's forming a triangle. I'm not convinced if it holds. I think we're gonna see some more weakness and silver dropping to 60. That wouldn't be nice for the stocks, but yeah. Um, what we do, we keep it for now. The stocks, I mean, we don't sell. Uh, if that is the right decision, I don't know yet. But it's hard to yeah, time the market now. I think because you
You
can
don't
also
plan.
have
Yeah.
yeah. If Hormuz, the Street of Hormuz is getting open,
Mm-hmm.
uh, then suddenly everything could change again. So yeah.
Yeah.
So and then the rise of gold and silver will probably we get a very large increase of the prices, and then yeah, you don't have the chance to buy any stock. So be careful with buying now. We have some put options that could expire, and we have to buy some stocks due to that, but otherwise we don't buy anything in the precious metal space. Platinum is the same. Also have drew a blue line here. So yeah, I hope this will hold, but yeah, I'm not sure yet. Uranium, um, yeah, it's hovering a little bit about this range. I expect it will stay there above the blue line and above the 200-day moving average. It's underneath the 50-day moving average, by the way, so it's already showed some weakness, but yeah, uranium is not related to anything, so I expect it will reasonably hold on this level. Copper has also dropped a lot, so I can remove this.
Yeah, because we did expect that it would stay within that
Yeah,
benchmark price. Yeah.
yeah, but it's due to the selling off in gold and silver. Also, copper dropped, and what is in the market, I wrote in a pieces of last week and the week before that sulfuric acid will be a problem, and that could hurt the metal producing assets in the world,
Yeah.
and that includes copper. So that is why it's getting some weakness, I think. And yeah, you see here a huge drop almost to the 200-day moving average. I hope the yellow line will hold. It's a support line for several years. But yeah, let's wait and see. It could drop to the 200-day moving average. But also for copper, I'm very bullish in the long term. Don't expect it will drop to previous lows, to be honest. Yeah, you never know. Then tin, the same applies for tin. It's dropping and it's seeking
Also a
its.
large drop.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's the same for all metals, to be
Yeah.
honest. So the 200-day moving average is crucial for the metals, for all metals. That is basically what I want to say. And yeah, I expected the weakness in gold and silver. I already said that last week. Um, and that there will be weakness in the coming weeks. Is my expectation. Nickel the same. You see it in all the metals. So yeah. Then for crude, I have to correct something I said last week. I didn't say it well. That's about the daily production in oil. I said it's 5 million barrels, but that is not what I meant. It's the production of Iran. That's
Yeah.
5 million barrels. And the crude production and all the crude related products are 100 million barrels a day.
That's quite a big
Slightly above.
difference.
That's a quite big, yeah. So I want to correct that. I didn't say that well. Um, so 20% of that is going through the Strait of Hormuz. So that is why it's very important to have that open again. So that is why the world is quite nervous about this. You see some countries that already have shortages. Japan is very nervous. South Korea is very nervous. They don't have enough supply.
Australia, probably.
Australia, due to kerosene, yes, they don't get it from China anymore. So the refining capacities are also very low. But we can discuss that also in the tweets. We will discuss that today. Today you see some weakness in the oil prices, and I'm quite surprised about that, to be honest. The traders are led by what is said by people like Trump and so forth and so forth. But yeah, the problems are not solved in the Strait of Hormuz, and they will not be solved
For a
in the
long
coming
time.
month and
Yeah.
in a long time. Um, Yesterday I read some information about Iran that bombed some installations in the Arabic countries around the Gulf of Oman and the Gulf of Persia. And that will hurt the natural gas, the liquefied natural gas supply to Europe and to Asia. And the oil supply is already hurt. So yeah, and in the tweet, in a tweet I also read that the expectation is that a force majeure is given for the natural gas supply. That Qatar is not going to supply the supply security. They can't give for the next 5 years. So
Okay.
they expect disruptions for the next
Mhm.
5 years.
It's quite a long term.
It's very long term. So Europe is, yeah, more or less screwed now.
Mm-hmm.
They don't
We're
have
then
supply
very
security.
dependent. Yeah.
They're very dependent on, especially on natural gas now. So that's why I don't understand this, to be honest. They have to buy crude like crazy now to get the supply to Europe and to Asia. Also for other markets like South America and America. Russia is also opening up, but I will discuss that in later in the tweets
Mm-hmm.
and in the geopolitics session. This is the West Texas Intermediate crude. It's also dropping a little bit. So I don't understand it, but yeah, traders see a more positive scenario than I do. So that is why the prices are dropping. And the same applies for natural gas. You see, surprisingly, the natural gas in America it's stays reasonably on the bottom.
Yeah, it doesn't seem too affected.
And I really don't understand that, to be honest. Maybe I don't know enough about the market. I don't know. But if you see the European markets, it's shooting up.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I would expect they buying like crazy from America. Even
Yeah,
if they double or triple the price, it's still cheap in comparison with the European gas prices.
especially
So
especially if the European market knows it will have a shortage
yeah,
for 5 years, then you will stock up.
yeah. Well, the stock levels in if you can talk about stock levels, but yeah, let's do that. For natural gas in the Netherlands is
Yeah,
7% now.
yeah.
So and then everything is gone. We don't have supply left for the year.
Mm-hmm.
So they probably will supply now, but yeah, I don't know if it's enough to be honest. Um, then thermal coal is shooting up. Uh, uh, the stock prices are dropping a little bit, so I expect because we are recording this in the morning, we
Mm-hmm.
must say to the public. I expect it will drop a little bit in the afternoon due to the natural gas prices.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I can see it on the stocks that are trading, the coal stocks that are trading on the London exchange. They already drop a little bit, so I expect that the price will also drop. Um, Met coal is staying a little bit flat. I expect it will stay yeah, on this level or get up a little bit. Uh, Probably the thermal coal price will drag the met coal price a little
Mm-hmm.
bit up. That is what it mostly do. It affects each other a little bit. Uh, so that's my expectation. Oh, and then I want to,
Ah, my favorite one,
yeah,
finally. A
cacao.
bit of green.
Yeah, but I can tell you, I bought a cacao stock.
Really.
Yeah, this week. It's an ETF
Mm-hmm.
um, on the London exchange, and it's a future related. Yeah, I don't know if I can talk about ETF then, but it's a future
Yeah,
related
because you're
ETF. Let's
not a
say.
big fan of ETFs.
Yeah, it depends on how it trades, but
How it's structured.
this, yeah, how it's structured. But this is structured in such a way that it follows the cacao price.
Okay.
And why did I buy that? And now we can go to the website, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Take this one. Sorry, I have to. Should have prepared that more.
Now we can get a behind the scenes look.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you're now also starting to invest in soft commodities, correct?
Oh, so I'm having the wrong,
Oh, that's what you wanted to talk
the
about. Yeah.
wrong, the wrong website. Sorry, now I'm confused myself. But this is Beleggershulp, and there we post most of the stuff that for a free read for everyone. And the website I showed you, this is for the members website.
The paying
So,
members. Yeah.
but that's right. Yeah, we are going soft. So this is in Dutch. Sorry for that. I can't put it in English because this
Hasn't
is
been
the
published
admin.
yet. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. It hasn't been published yet. I'm working on it. But basically, the message is that due to fertilizers prices that are going up, you can see it here a little bit, but it's not reflect. The last days are not reflected, but it's starting to get up. I put a 5 year trend, and here you see the effect of the Ukraine war, for example, and the after effect of the Corona crisis. And that also spiked the fertilizer stocks and the fertilizer prices. And now you see the same developing now. But that will translate, of course, in crop related. So soft commodities, everything that is due to food, you can say, due to related to food is soft commodities, they call it. Why? It's puzzling for me, but they call it soft commodities.
Yeah, if you have less
And
fertilizer or if the price of fertilizers goes up, then the price of food will also go up.
yeah, farmers already warn the market. Okay, we can give fertilizer on the land and have the same crop for you next year, but due to fertilizer price that's going up, the price of crop will also go up. So the products you have in the supermarket. So that is their expectation. Or they say, okay, we don't give fertilizer because it's too expensive, but then the crop is less, and that will spike the prices because there's less grain. So there's shortages of grain and corn, for example. That is what we traded this week. So we have some options that we bought in corn and wheat, and what I said in cacao. And why is that? This is a graphic, and how darker the color, you can see here the months. So in next month, you can see in almost all the crops there is a lot of fertilizer needed. So how darker, how more fertilizer they need. You have here corn, you have winter wheat, summer wheat, and you have cacao. And you see in cacao that all the year fertilizer is needed.
And is this
So
dependent on which part of the world you're in, or
no,
is
because
this just
cacao
independent?
is
Yeah.
it's independent.
Okay.
Cacao is produced mainly in West Africa country, like Ivory Coast, for example. That's a big cacao producer. and that's mainly the region where cow is built. Um, uh, and this is the focus for corn and wheat is on America for me.
Okay.
So that's why I focus, and this is why I chose these crops.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe wheat doesn't show it because you see the most fertilizer should be already on the land.
Mm-hmm.
But I have to say to the people, I'm not a farmer, so I don't know when they put fertilizer on the land. What they said that it's already a problem.
Mm-hmm.
So he have a graph of how many is needed. That's very technical, but that is potassium, kalium, and nitrogen. I say it in Dutch now. Uh, most of the things, but yeah, it's for people to read. So I think it will explode the coming months, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, this is my expectation. That's why we bought some options. You could buy, I must say, um, call options very cheaply.
Mm-hmm.
They already are coming. Wheat didn't rise as much, but corn did rise yesterday a lot. So that is what I want to say about.
And you have bought some corn options, wheat options, and cacao, or only cacao?
No, I bought some corn options, wheat options, and that are options of ETFs.
Mm-hmm.
And I bought stocks of cacao on
Okay.
the London exchange. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that is a fund that is mainly traded in futures
Mm-hmm.
of cacao. So that was it. Now we can go to the X messages, I think.
Yeah, we can go to the
Yeah.
X messages.
Okay.
Actually, just as a short interruption, I read something quite interesting this morning on LinkedIn. There's a company, it's a smaller company, so I can't remember its name, but they're providing to, it's a Dutch company, by the way, they're providing to their employees 100 euros after tax for a few months, just how as long as they need it for the rising gas prices, rising every prices that are rising basically, or groceries, etc., because of the yeah, I don't know if I can call it a world war yet, but the geopolitical situation that we're in. And they're awarding it to every person that has a family income, and to every child they're awarding 50 euro extra after tax. So
Okay.
I thought that was quite interesting to read. They wrote a LinkedIn message about it, and they said it's not going to benefit us in the long term, of course, because they will also have rising prices. But they said we have to care about each other, and we're people at the end of the day. I found that quite an interesting message. That
Okay.
people are already experiencing this in their pockets at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course, but it
Hmm.
will be more severe. Is my
Yeah.
expectation. People don't know what's coming, and to my view on this, also the politics are very lazy about
Mhm.
this because this have huge implications for all the people. And yeah, like I said, in the West, it's bearable.
It's
We will
bearable, of
manage.
course.
We
Yeah.
will manage.
We will
But
still have food and a roof over our
yeah,
heads.
yeah. But in other parts of the world, it could be a huge problem.
Yeah.
And yeah, we in the West we are talking a little bit about the implications, but yeah, I've said enough in the past. I think about it. I think the Groningen gas field has to be opened and
Hmm.
not discussed anymore. Just
Yeah.
open the damn thing and let the prices drop in Europe. That is yeah, that is my opinion. But they only talking. Uh, yeah, it's it's more discussed in yeah, how do you call it? Some sensible way instead of an realistic way.
As instead of an emergency situation.
Yeah,
Because that's
exactly.
actually what we're dealing with.
Yeah, if you don't act now, it will be.
Hmm.
Uh, but okay, let's go to the tweet. Yeah. I quite like this guy. It's Aziz Safir. I hope I pronounce his name well. And he called himself an energy observer, but he has quite some good tweets. I retweet a lot of him, to be honest. I don't know where he lives, but I expect, yeah, how
Middle
he
East.
writes in the
Yeah.
Middle East. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he tweeted this: industries that could be affected by supply disruptions, and you see here the total industry list that is affected. And Morgan Stanley published this,
Hmm.
and I think they're right. So you can see yeah, it's almost affecting everything. Everything you see here. I talked about helium last week.
Yeah.
You see it in semiconductors, healthcare, aerospace. So you see some implications also in healthcare.
Hmm.
Aerospace, you say, okay, yeah, then we don't do it for a year. It's yeah, it don't have an implication, but healthcare, yeah,
It's very
that's another part.
important. Hmm.
Also, energy. Yeah, you see here chemicals that are produced that is used everywhere.
Hmm.
Here you see healthcare again. Um, Even auto production, because aluminium is affected. Here you see in agriculture. Yeah, we stipulated that we're discussing the website. Mining, fertilizers. Yeah, the list goes on and on and on. So
Hmm.
it's quite significant.
If I look at this, I don't really see any industries that are not affected.
No, basically every industry is affected because yeah, logistics is also affected by this,
Exactly.
or
So then
is
everything will be
yeah,
hmm
or going to be affected. That
directly or indirectly.
yeah, yeah. Um, Jack Rendelli is yeah, that's quite significant. And what he says, and he's quite right about that. The refining capacity in Europe is yeah, is decreased a lot.
Hmm.
I know it from my own experience. They closed a lot of refineries in Europe. In Rotterdam, it's okay-ish, but in other parts of Europe, they closed a lot of refineries, and that refining capacity is gone to mostly Asia.
Hmm.
You see also in Australia, the refining capacity is quite limited. That's
Yeah.
why we said kerosene is a problem there. Um, and in the Middle East, the most of the oil is getting out of the ground.
Hmm.
So here is coming out of the ground, here is being refined, and here we have a problem.
We have a lot
Here
of
we,
closures in Europe.
yeah, and you also have a problem here, of course, because the crude is not coming here, but then the
Hmm.
problem is getting to Europe because we don't have the products here. So we have some refining capacity in Rotterdam, uh, quite some significant refining capacity still, but the rest of Europe is getting problematic. And I name a country, for example, Germany and France.
Hmm.
They reduced a lot of, sorry, a lot of refining capacity. Yeah, that will cause problems in the end. Yeah, you're dependent on North America and
Hmm.
Asia to supply you with petroleum products. In my view, that's not a good long-term strategy, to be honest.
No, it only creates more leverage for the large superpowers.
Yeah, you see it in the prices, the price difference between American natural gas, for example, and European natural gas prices, but also in all products it will, yeah, basically is the same. Here's a tweet. Like I said, Arabic countries are selling the gold because they need it, because the income is getting down. And China is a happily buyer. So they bought 0.6 tons of gold. And that is in this week. So that's quite a lot for a week. Yeah, here's about wheat. We emphasized that enough, I think.
Yes.
Discussing the website. This is a tweet about escalation, and Jignes, I think you pronounce it like that. He said, "Holy fuck, World War III." Yeah, I think he's about right. We almost have World War III. You're seeing the Arabic countries that are now stepping up, and why they are stepping up. Their industry is being destroyed by Iran. The rockets are still flying to their countries. So yeah, Qatar had some bombing on natural gas assets. So that's why they said, okay, natural gas for the coming years can be a problem. Two of their LNG streets are hurt and they are out of production for years. So, and they have quite some significant production. Yeah, see, more and more countries are joining the war, and Arabic countries are joining the war now because they are getting hurt, and they want the street opened. And
Yeah, it's not because of ideology or anything.
no,
They just don't want themselves involved due to the trade restrictions.
well, I think they are quite surprised. Yeah, you have to understand to Islamic world more. You have Sunnis and Shiites, if I pronounce it well, what I understood. And Iran and Saudi Arabia, for example, are from two different Islamic religions.
Okay.
So they opposite for each other. But even then, what you read in the messages, what I read in the messages, is that Saudi Arabia and other Arabic countries didn't expect that Iran would attack them because they are more or less brothers, Islamic brothers. So you see quite some, yeah, how do you call it? Yeah, they don't like it. That, to be honest. So that is why they're stepping up now. They didn't expect that. Here you see a tweet about this is an island of in the Gulf of Persia. So that's before the Strait of Hormuz. And yeah, Besant is saying, okay, there's a chance that we will seize this island. And they say 80% of the Iran's oil is
90.
distributed about in this island. So the oil, yeah, you see here, I can enlarge it, but here you see the tanks, oil tanks, and quite a lot. So the oil that is being produced is stored here, and then from there is shipped. You see here the docks is shipped around the world. So here the ships are going through the Strait of Hormuz, and then to the rest of the world. And America wants this strategic asset because then they say we control the Iranian oil flow.
Mm-hmm.
Anas, that's an analyst that I follow, and
Yeah.
I discussed a lot in the last podcast. He said that it's totally bollocks.
Mm-hmm.
Iran have other solutions to export oil. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
what's true, if this is true or Anas' story, but yeah, he says if you control the islands, you don't control
The exports.
the total export of
Mm-hmm.
Iran. They have other possibilities. Then I retweeted this. Sorry. France, Germany, UK, Italy, the Netherlands, and Japan are joining basically the war. That is what they said. Their goal is to open up the Strait of Hormuz. Yeah, somebody tweeted that, but yeah, I already made a remark. Is this true? Question mark. Because I also read other messages that are saying European countries are reluctant to
Mm-hmm.
join the war. They actually want to speak with Iran.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's possible because, yeah, who do you speak to
Or do you
in
speak to
Iran?
at the moment?
Yeah,
Yeah.
who has the power there? I don't know. Maybe they do. No, I don't know. But Macron also tweeted, that is this guy. There's also tweeted this morning from there he wants to talk with Iranian leadership if they can negotiate now. But we will see what is happening there. Then I read it King Coal. That is what I said about LNG prices that are shooting up and that will have effect on coal prices. And thermal coal is now, yeah, I expect it will be the main source of electricity power
Yeah, because
production.
coal is now relatively cheap comparing to natural gas. So countries will more and more lean towards coal.
Yeah, also they have to
Yeah.
because LNG supply is dropping
Mm-hmm.
and dropping quickly. So they also have to import coal. And coal is mainly from Australia.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a safe country. They have quite some reserves. South Africa has quite some reserves, and they can supply the market easily.
Mm-hmm.
So you can for electricity production, you can change gas and coal very easily.
Exchange them easily.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's what I want to say. Thank you. Yeah. You can exchange them very easily. Then, yeah, I read it. Mark in the Oval Office. He is
Mark Rutte,
talking.
you're talking about.
Yeah, he's talking a little bit in favor of Trump. But he says, yeah, um, the nuclear capability of or ballistic missile capability of Iran is quite big, and that is a problem. He is the NATO chef, as you know. He is quite concerned uh, about Iran's capability of nuclear weapons and ballistic missile.
This hasn't been
Uh,
confirmed yet, right? That they do have nuclear
no,
weapons.
no. My opinion, they don't have it. If they have it, that could be a huge problem for the world.
Mm-hmm.
If you have somebody that will drop the bomb, yeah, then yeah, it you have really World War III. Then it wouldn't be nice, of course. But the NATO chef is very concerned, and he says, yeah, basically it's crucial for Iran not to get nuclear capability. That is how the NATO thinks about this. So that were the X messages.
Mhm. Then we can dive a bit deeper into the geopolitics.
Yes. Okay, I will enlarge it. I put it on English also.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot of these are related to the war that is going on, of course, in Iran. And you see here, Israel has struck Iranian targets in the Caspian Sea for the first time, so that's quite far away. It's above Iran, if I'm correct. So yeah, they hitting 5 naval vessels, but that's also a problem for Russian trade.
Okay.
So yeah, that's getting a little bit scary, of course. If the
Yeah.
Russians getting mad about this, yeah, then you could have starting a World War III. You don't want that, of course. So there's some escalation still going on. The Trump administration is considering sending thousands of additional American troops to strengthen operations in the Middle East. Some say they will, yeah, maybe it's for the island that I showed you in the tweets.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's for an invasion of Iran. Some say that, but yeah, it's a large country, so doubting that a little bit. But yeah, I'm not a strategic analyst, so I don't know that. It's a possibility. The Pentagon wants 200 billion. The war is, yeah, costing a lot. So the debt of America will rise
They already have a large debt, right?
even faster as they have now. So yeah, that's why I said I'm still very bullish on gold and silver because yeah, gold is mainly a monetary metal. So they have to put something against the death of the country, and that is mostly the central banks do that via gold.
Yeah.
That's a security they built in. Then the Pentagon also wants drones, and they're seeking help of Ukraine
Okay.
for this because they see, yeah, Iran has a lot of drones, very cheap ones. They are only 50,000 euros.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said last time, America has to shoot them down with rockets of more than 1 million. So that's quite some difference.
The drones, you mean?
The drones, yeah.
Yeah.
Then the Emirate considering participation in an international operation to secure the Strait of Hormuz. That's what I showed with the tweets.
Mm-hmm.
There are not formal agreements yet. That is correct. But they're thinking about it, and especially Saudi Arabia is becoming very mad
Mm-hmm.
because they're getting hurt, of course, and they have a quite large army, by the way. And there's also something else going on. The Houthis in Yemen, that is in the southern part. If you have Saudi Arabia, you have Oman underneath Saudi Arabia and Yemen.
Mm-hmm.
And the Houthis are in Yemen, and they also said we are going, we join the war with Iran. So
Mm-hmm.
you have to understand they are subsidized by Iran.
Yeah.
So they're basically a satellite army of Iran. And they said we will target ships in the Red Sea. So that's another street that is going to the Suez Canal.
Mm-hmm.
And in the past they did that, so it's you can expect some escalation also going on.
So both sides of the war are gaining different countries that are now involving themselves.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Um, yeah, Trump asked for China to join them and also European countries. China is reluctant, but also European countries are reluctant to join the war. Maybe in a certain time they are forced. But even Trump asked China to help him with getting the street secured.
Mhm.
Yeah, here's what I said. I don't have to. It's about the European naval missions. I already said that. The Israeli army has launched a targeted ground operation in southern Lebanon. So also that is escalating. This shows you that it's slowly becoming a World War III.
Mhm.
Now it's yeah, it's a little bit to the Middle East in that region, but it's slowly gaining some other countries that are mixed in the war efforts. Yeah, it's troublesome. Russian Minister Lavrov accused the US of ignoring Putin's calls for compliance with the New START and says he doubts the comprehensive nuclear test treaty. This shows you that the agreements that are made between America and Russia in the
Mhm.
Cold War and after the aftermath of the Cold War, this is the foreign minister of Russia, by the way, Lavrov, and he's saying, yeah, we don't know if it holds these agreements.
Yeah,
So
so they made agreements in the past, and now Russia is stating we don't know if these agreements will uphold
yeah,
the
exactly.
moment.
So that's also escalating on their side. Then de-escalating is that America says, okay, we are lifting sanctions about Russian crude. So you can supply Russian crude to different countries now. Crude, by the way, is oil.
Real.
For people that they don't know, in Dutch it's aardolie and in English it's crude oil. Yeah, and it's mainly about India. That is used to have a lot of Russian crude, but America said, yeah, you have to stop that. And now they say, okay, you're allowed because otherwise you can have large troubles in your country.
Mhm.
Um, what is this? According to the, yeah, he says, okay, we are going to open the street end of the month in late March, but yeah, I doubt that, to
I
be
don't think
honest.
that can happen.
No,
We have a week remaining until the
yeah,
end of March.
I think it will be another month.
Mhm.
And yeah, I want to say, please read my first article, what the implications of these delays are
Mhm.
of getting the street open. It's had some huge implications. And then this message is about Iran setting, okay, Indian ships can pass, Chinese ships can pass, but we shoot down other ships of other countries,
Mhm.
and mainly Western countries. Then the Iranian leader said the street will be closed. Not all American bases yeah, will be attacked.
Mhm.
yeah, I must say they are busy with that, and also the assets in the neighboring Arabic countries are hit, and Western assets in that region are being hit. So
Yeah, especially
yeah,
American military bases.
yeah. It's not only threats from Iran; they achieving something there. Iran-backed group is threatening. Yeah, they're also threatening French assets in the
Mhm.
region. So that is why the French aircraft carrier is getting on his way to the Gulf. So, but Macron said we only want to defend our assets. That's the main goal. We don't
Yeah,
going
it's
to
not
attack.
to, no, exactly. Not to enter into the war, just to talk about ways
Yeah,
forward.
there are some mixed messages about that, like I showed you. But what, for my knowledge, yes, the European countries will not be mixed in the war,
Mhm.
uh, and also China don't is very reluctant to do that. So uh, that was it for geopolitics.
Okay. Then you had one, I believe, I don't know what kind of stock it was anymore. You made 100% profit on a stock. Maybe you can tell us something about that.
Yeah, that's an oil stock.
Mm-hmm.
I bought that, and that's why I put a 5-year chart. I bought it here somewhere, about 750, and I sold it this week.
Mm-hmm.
I sold half of the stock. I always sell half of my stock when I'm up 100%. Then
Mm-hmm.
I the stock that are left is basically free. That's why I also call it free growth stock. So I let it grow as long as I see the underlying commodities prices rising. And in this case, this is oil and gas. Ecopetrol, that's a Colombian company, I believe, and they are based in South America. Yeah, uh, and they mainly have their assets in South America, and that's why I bought the stock, because in my opinion that are some safer regions than the Middle East or um, Russia, for example, or uh, Asia, because there is always happening uh,
Yeah,
somewhat.
due
And
to conflicts, then it can influence the stock
yeah,
prices. Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's why I bought South American, mainly South American oil and gas stocks and Canadian oil and gas stocks.
Mm-hmm.
Canada, Canada is the most safest area, I think, and on the second place is South America. And this worked, so the rise is quite significant in the stock, and that's due to the war, of course. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah,
that was the
because you
trigger.
bought 2024 in September, and
Yeah.
then it rose, went down a bit, rose, went down a bit, but now it's rose quite significantly in 2026. Is it quick after, let's say, 1.5 years to get 100% profits?
Uh, yeah, that's mostly my goal. I
Mm-hmm.
say for this kind of stock, so 2-3 years.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see a rise of 100% when I'm correct about the underlying commodities. And of course, we are a little bit, yeah, quote unquote, lucky with the rise of the oil prices.
Yeah, the reason behind it we're all obviously not happy with.
It's not nice, but there is not that is not the reason why we make the trade. We make the
Mhm.
trade because we see the long term of oil. It's long term underinvested, the oil sector, and that is why we foresee a rise in the price of oil. And you see already this rise is not due to the war. So
In the
that was
beginning,
due
yes.
in the beginning here. That was end of, here it's beginning to rise, end of 2025. So you see it already rose a lot, and that is due to the fact that most investors beginning to see that the supply in 2-3 years would become a problem. Now, due to the war in Iran, it's becoming even a larger problem.
Yeah, it's been accelerated.
Yeah. But to answer your question, yes, we foresee 2-3 years for these kind of middle risk oil stocks. If we buy a low risk oil stock, we anticipate 100% in 2 or 5 years, between 2 and 5 years. Yeah.
So that's how you also estimate whether it was a good investment or not.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The I must say that not the company. Company, we say, okay, we foresee that it's a good company and that it's getting profits. We never know when the profits come because the underlying commodity is far more important. You see now also, sorry, you see now also Shell is moving up. And Shell was also always a good company. But now, due to rising oil prices, the stock going up. And that is just because investors see, okay, oil is going up, so their products will be selling more, and that is why the profits will rise, and that is why I'm buying the stock. So that is always for commodity stocks, the underlying commodity is the most important, and then you have to select a good company with that. Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you very much for your insights again this week. I think we'll see each other next week then.
Yeah, this was quite a long
podcast. I think
podcast.
So too.
Yeah.
But maybe if the viewers are still here at this moment, they can write a comment if they prefer this long form content or if they would prefer a shorter video. We would love to hear and get some feedback.
Yeah, please do so.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks for watching. If you want deeper market insights, model portfolios, and high-quality research, make sure to visit the investorassistancepro.com website and subscribe to our paid services. We should remind you that we do not provide investment advice in all our services. For free tools, tips, and educational content, check out beleggershulp.nl. If you found this video valuable, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. See you in the next video.